So I just had this quite an interesting three blind solve that I'm gonna share. And if I sound like I'm sick, well, it's because I am sick. Anyway, let's start tracing the corners. We start from here, we go here and cycle break. So first I'm gonna show you what I did. Instinctively, I always cycle break here if it's not solved. I mean, even if it's a twist, I just cycle break here just to break into a twist, in case there's no parity and I can't do LTCT or stuff. So I cycle break here, and then this one goes to here, and I saw this another twist. I did not notice it's a self-contained two twist. They are twisted in opposite directions. So because if they are, you could just do that by itself. You don't need to concern these with cycles, which I'll show later on. So here to here, then here I cycle broke to here, then here, don't ask me why I cycle broke to here, when in fact I should have broken to either here or here, or maybe even here. The comps are all faster, but I just panicked when here, then this brings here, here, and here. Now, one thing important to note is that for BUL as well as UBL parity, I do not pseudo-swap UF/UR on the normal basis. I pseudo-swap UL, UB. But you may have noticed that UL is solved. So normally if UL is solved or UB is solved, and I get either one of these two parities, I will try to pseudo-swap UF/UR instead, just to take advantage of the -1 out because of that. So let's trace edges and see. Oh, what is this? So assuming I'm going to take advantage of this and I'm going to pseudo-swap these two, then this will now be my buffer, which means I'll have to cycle break anyway. And in any case, there's going to be one like, quote unquote solved edge. So I can't really take advantage of the -1 alg in this case. So anyway, I decided to just go ahead with the UL-UB swap. I go here, here, here to here. And so now this is my buffer because we're not pseudo swapping these two. So this is my buffer, but twisted. I mean flipped. And this is also flipped, which means that I will have a self-contained two flip here, and I can float to UB. So UB, I go here to here, and this is not the buffer, even though it looks like it because we're pseudo swapping these two. So this goes to here, and cycle break to the back, here and here. And you may have noticed that instead of just starting the edges execution right away, our first edge out is here to here. Our first corner out is here to here. So you could just execute the edges, execute corners, but if I show it on the solved cube, I think it's going to be a lot clearer. So this is what it looks like on the solved cube without any pseudo swaps or stuff. So you see edge here, here, corners here, here. Some of you may already know what I'm going to do. If you do a D move setup, it becomes this 8 move block com that you can. Right, so you solve one corner out and one edge out with 10 moves, which saves a lot, which is what I did. So I did a D and then the block com D prime. So I solve corner and edge, corner and edge. And I keep this in mind so that when I start to execute my corners, I do not do the first pair. I jump straight to the second pair. So let's go the rest of the edges. Okay, so now I'm done with my UF edges, and as you can see, flip, flip. So I'll do the flip at the end, float to UB, here, here. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Then this one, remember, we're pseudo swapping these two. So here, and cycle break to here, do an S prime U prime setup to a 5 mover, and then finally here to here for edges. Well, not finally, because we still have this 2 flip. So now I jump over my first corner out because I've already done it. So remember, we cycle broke to here, and then here to here. As you can see, it was quite a bad out. Here to here. Then here we can actually cancel into this parity. Now I'm going to show you what I could have done or should have done, just the different possibilities. So okay, we got the same scramble here, and first thing, if I notice these two, I would not touch them, and I would just trace the rest of the corners as usual and do these separately. So if I trace corners, ignoring these two, then the next one I probably cycle break to here. So here to here, then here to here, then I end up with a UBL parity, which means I'm going to pseudo swap these two, and I can't take advantage of this. Neither can I take advantage of this because I'll need a cycle break either way. Just that in this case, if I do this swap, which means this one goes to here, my first edge out remains the same as what I did in the actual solve, but my first corner out is no longer here to here, so I cannot do that block comp trick. Now, if I were to cycle break perhaps here to here, it's quite a fast out, and then I go here, here, and come back to here. Now I can do the UFUR swap, which means that I can take advantage of this soft edge. And we continue the edges, so I'll just do them as we go. Here, I'll press cycle break here, and then here. So now we're swapping these two, so this one actually goes here, and I like to it would be good practice. It would be a good practice to break into the twist. If not, you can also do that at the end, because usually if I have this, I will cycle break to here, just 9 mover, then this, and now I have this to, well, I guess I could do this to this, and then last one, this to this, but I cycle break into the twist, I mean the flip, so I cycle break here to here, and then here to here. And now I can do the 2 flip first if I wish, because I'm in the 2 twist, and that actually cancels, because you see, before I do the U prime, right, this one, my first was here to here, and the first move is a U, so I can go straight to it, and then here, and this parity, like that. One more thing that I could have done is, so say for example I did not notice this, and after this I cycle broke into this instead, then from here, since I cycle broke into one of them, and at this point I don't know whether I parity yet or not, so I don't want to just leave this guy, dangling if I see him. If I don't see it, then okay, I'll just either do the twist at the end or make into an LTCT. But if I see it, I'm going to want to break into the twist. So here, here to here, here to here. Then here, there are a couple of options. So remember our last target was this, right? From here, I could break this to this. So here to here, because it's quite a fast out. Home grip too. Here to here, which would be here. Quite a fast out as well. Or here to here, which is actually a cycle of here to here. Whoops, I did the inverse, but yeah, you get what I mean. Those are just alternative cycle breaks, but the main thing I wanted to show is the thought process on what to pseudo swap depending on what is solved, as well as the cool block com trick that I noticed.